local volunteers become certified as they complete trainings to carry out Tzu Chi's charity missions. Tzu Chi volunteers distribute cash cards to affected residents after typhoon Phanfone struck. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Maggie Tsai. Thank you for joining us. Dharma Master Cheng Yen is in Taipei now, so the executives from the Tzu Chi Humanitarian Culture Center went to share with her their experiences from interviewing people in society. The stories touched everyone.
This lilium is good for the lung, and I'm making this special country for him. See, it's so pretty. I must make it very goodly, or he can't swallow it. See, I'm making it for you.
This is the last image of Grandpa Cheng before he passed away at the age of 104 in last December.
I was discharged from the military in 1978, and I began collecting stones. I collected them until 1988, but I had $1 million for the abode.
He donated the money to the master, but he remained frugal in his life. When he was talking about it, I was very touched, and my eyes were full of tears when I was editing this part.
He donated money to help the quake survivors of 9/21 earthquake. He came to Taiwan alone at the age of 12, but he was surrounded by love.
Besides the staff of the veterans' home in Huanian, our medical team from the Huanian Tzu Chi Hospital and the volunteers were like his family.
Every word that staff says comes from their hearts. DaAi TV reporters also reached the world. Tzu Chi's love continues to nurture the Syrian refugees in Jordan. They reflect on what they saw firsthand.
When we went to interview with our microphones or the video cameras, we could stretch ourselves to relax if we were tired, but the volunteers would always stand there straight for hours. Their selfless dedications really touched me the most from this trip.
Staff from the DaAi TV will continue carrying out the Master's mission so the TV station can become the pillar of the world.
In the aftermath of Cyclone Nargis in Myanmar in 2008, Tzu Chi volunteers have been carrying out disaster relief work. Then Tzu Chi started to hold volunteer training camps in 2009. Currently, there are 400 local volunteers. They say that they feel a sense of mission to carry out Tzu Chi's work in Myanmar.
From 2008 to 2020, Tzu Chi has helped many impoverished farmers who eventually help other people. UMI has been saving 50 kyats daily for 8 years to help other people. He has now become a volunteer in training.
Today is my happiest day as I can become the Master's disciple. I will continue to save 50 kyats daily till I take my last breath. I also want my children to save up to help people.
In addition, Tzu Chi volunteer Yu Thin has inspired his daughter to join Tzu Chi. The father-daughter pair carries out Tzu Chi's work together.
I've learned a lot at the volunteer training camp. I will also follow my father and save up rice to help impoverished people.
Yu Minglun has attended all 6 sessions of volunteer training. He speaks of his realizations.
I've become a member of the big Tzu Chi family. After putting on the white and gray uniform, I feel that I'm shouldering responsibilities. I need to pay attention to etiquette and get rid of my bad habits.
My Ai Choling felt very diffident because she has a large tumor on her face. After putting on the gray and white uniform, she has the courage to overcome her illness.
I'm no longer dependent like before. I've learned that I should not care about what others think of me. What is more important is that I need to move forward courageously.
Tzu Chi volunteers have given a farmers rice seeds among bean seeds while planting seeds of love in their minds. In the future, may these farmers also be guided onto the Bodhisattva path.
Xiamen Tzu Chi volunteers thanked sanitation workers for their work. Before Lunar New Year, they brought gifts to visit the workers. They also care for scholarship recipients. Other than scholarships, they also brought supplies so that the students could have a good start to the year.
Where there are Tzu Chi volunteers, there will be good things happening. With the new year coming, Xiamen Tzu Chi volunteers visit sanitation workers with gifts. They are like old friends during their first meeting.
You treat us very well. I am very grateful, really very grateful. Everyone is enthusiastic. I really feel grateful.
The gifts presented include new clothes. No matter the materials or the styles, they are filled with the joy of the new year. As soon as they enter the house, they chat with the senior, making her very happy.
We come to see you. Are you happy? We give this to you, so you will be healthy with peace and blessings after eating it.
Volunteers also visit Huang Haihong, who is a scholarship recipient. His parents have mental disorders. Volunteers accompany him from elementary school to junior high school. Before Lunar New Year, they deliberately arranged him to wash his mother's feet to express his gratitude. Every time he received a scholarship, he did not forget to donate a part to do good deeds.
Without your care, I might not grow up like this. I'd be more and more ignorant.
This scholarship consists of love and kindness. Huang Qiaoqiao's father recuperates at home, so he cherishes Tzu Chi's help. As Qiaoqiao's grades are good, her dad makes donation to a bamboo convent to express his gratitude.
When I put a coin in, I will wish prosperity for the country, and then I will burn the incense for the earth god.
With the approach of the Lunar New Year, volunteers send warmth to the residents as they see happiness all the way.
Feng Yibro in Hualien reported to Tzu Chi some seniors who needed home improvement help. When the renovation was completed in January 14th, the volunteers held a hot pot for them and their neighbors to celebrate the completion of their new houses.
There's a hole on the roof, so it will leak. We use buckets to hold the water. A new house is better.
82-year-old Zhang Fuxiong and his brother 65-year-old Zhang Zhuwang live in this house that is over 70 years old. Not only is the roof leaks, the toilet is also a traditional one. To take a bath, they must go outdoors to a crude metal shack and boil hot water.
There are gaps between the boards in the metal shack. In summer, they use cold water for shower, but in winter, the freezing wind keeps blowing in through the gaps. They must boil a pot of hot water, and it is very dangerous for the seniors like them to scoop the water for hot shower.
Tzu Chi volunteers have started a home improvement project for them by giving them brand new rooms, new furniture, a new bathroom with modern toilet. They have also installed a water heater for them, so the two seniors can live in a more comfortable place.
This house is completed, so I want to thank the brothers, sisters, masters, and Master Cheng Yen, Amitabha.
As the Lunar New Year is coming, volunteers invite the neighbors to the new house for a hot pot reunion. They have prepared all the foods and also celebrate the completion of the new house.
Everyone can gather here today because of Tzu Chi. They also provide free meals to our seniors, so they can enjoy eating them every Tuesday at my office.
Taiwan is now an aging society, so there is also a problem about the seniors who live alone. Tzu Chi works with communities to help improve seniors' houses and also invite people in community to help each other.
At the end of last year, Typhoon Phanfone devastated central Philippines. On the second day after the typhoon struck, Tzu Chi volunteers mobilized to assess the damages. Then a week later, they distributed cash cards to affected residents to rebuild their homes.
At the end of last year, Typhoon Phanfone brought heavy rains and storms that devastated central Philippines. Instead of celebrating the holidays, the affected residents faced the challenge of rebuilding their homes. In the first week of 2020, Tzu Chi volunteers traveled from Manila to the disaster areas to carry out disaster relief.
We were surprised that Tzu Chi has delivered assistance so fast. They are willing to help 1,000 families.
The residents cheer as they were nicely surprised. Every affected resident received $395, which they can use to buy building materials or start a small business.
I'm very grateful to Tzu Chi Foundation. Thank you again.
I will use the money to buy building materials.
The local bank canceled its day off so the staff can help the volunteers with distribution.
Now it's in Rojas, Capiz, in our area. We're so happy, we're touched, and we saw the recipients are really, they're so happy.
Tzu Chi has distributed monetary aid to more than 1,500 families in heavy disaster areas, including Raksa's president and pillar. It is the first NGO that has been carrying out disaster relief work.
Maraming salamat from the bottom of my heart.
Tzu Chi is very organized and has given affected residents more help than I expected. I sincerely thank Tzu Chi for helping the affected residents.
Maraming salamat talaga sa inyo.
As the affected residents received much-needed help, they also donated coins to help other less fortunate people. Thus, a cycle of love and compassion has been created.
Tzu Chi volunteers in Hebei and Hubei send warmth to the elderly and disadvantaged families. Villagers also thank Tzu Chi for promoting environmental protection and helping avoid the swine fever epidemic.
Wuhan Tzu Chi volunteers set off before dawn in order to catch the first train to send love to the countryside of Yichang.
Through our gift to the seniors, we send them the happiness and blessings for the new year. While our supplies are always limited, our love and blessings are endless.
Recipients are mainly seniors over 80 years old. Volunteers spend offer to give supplies and greet them. In two events, villagers can feel the volunteers' intention, especially in Xiaping village. Volunteers are successful in promoting environmental protection there, improving the rural environment, so swine fever does not happen this time.
There was swine fever this year, right? But none of the pigs in our group have swine fever. None was infected. Everyone has tried their best. It's also the help of teachers and the results of sorting recyclables.
In Tanshan, Tianjin Tzu Chi volunteers invite scholarship recipients and Tzu Chi care recipients together. Grandma Cheng Yen also comes to thank Tzu Chi volunteers.
I'm happy here today and am particularly excited. I can feel everyone's warmth and care for me.
Apart from 126 care recipients, there are 16 scholarship recipients receiving winter warmth.
You have given us a strong report and another shoulder to lean on. Allow us to study and live in peace at school. Your encouragement and support are my motivation.
Sincere care has passed to every family. They pray for safety and peace of mind and believe that it will be better in the new year.
Team members in Yunlin and DaAi conducted their last health call before the Lunar New Year. Dalian Tzu Chi Hospital staff and Tzu Chi volunteers visited several patients and seniors. They not only hope these patients' health can improve, they also wish these residents can enjoy a peaceful New Year.
Before the Lunar New Year, TIMA members in Yunlin and Jiayi conduct their last house call. Da'ai Tzu Chi Hospital staff and volunteers have come to visit Mr. Chen in Liujiao Township. Mr. Chen, who has polio, fell and injured himself 2 years ago. Then he developed pressure sores due to lack of exercises. As the doctor changes wound dressing, he also gives advice.
In fact, he takes good care of his pressure sores. Therefore, we've been discussing with him the possibility of doing reconstruction. When we visit him again, we will discuss this again.
Mr. Huang, who has scleroderma, is recovering well. He used to close off himself, but he has opened up his heart now. Whenever the medical volunteers come, he always talks with joy.
Seeing how the patients change from being unhappy and quiet to being polite, asking us to sit and talk, is very encouraging.
68-year-old Grandma Tsai is usually cared for by her foreign caregiver. She seldom talks, but when Tzu Chi volunteers visit her, they also bring smiles to her face.
Since there are 2 seniors in my family, I talk with them quite often. I think we might not need to find a specific topic when chatting with seniors. Just sit down and talk about what interests everyone.
As the Lunar New Year approaches, the medical volunteers' visits have not only improved the residents' health, but also warmed up their hearts.
Young people having acne on their face may seem weird in others' eyes. It is spread on the internet that mung bean powder has the ability to absorb oil and supplement with nutrition. If supplied to the face, it can improve the acne problem. Is it true? Let's listen to what the expert says.
Acne on the face not only affects the appearance, but also hurts the skin and leaves scars. It is spread on the internet that using natural mung bean powder as a mask can improve the acne. Is that true?
我倒是没有尝试过，我觉得太麻烦了。
就是因为就不会特别去使用这种的。
我很少用这种东西，可以试试看。
Be careful, because this will make your skin excessively exfoliated. Be careful with redness, swelling, inflammation, peeling, and scraping.
Applying mung bean powder directly on the face may cause excessive skin irritation. To eliminate acne, one should first understand the cause of acne and the function of mung bean powder.
Most of acne is caused by dirty things that clog pores, leading to inflammation, and the bacillus inside the proliferates. Mung bean powder has so-called anti-inflammatory effect. It has no effect on treating acne bacillus.
Mung bean powder is a kind of legume. First, it is only used as excipient. Second, it can also be used as hydroscopic agent.
It should also be noted that mung bean powder is rich in nutrition. Without undergoing sterilization procedure and used as face mask materials, it is also a food source for the bacteria on the skin surface.
The mung bean powder you use may be kept for a long time or be polluted. If you apply it on your face, will it cause another problem?
Doctors remind that if the situation of acne is too serious, don't deal with it by yourself, because the bacteria on your skin may cause infection or leave acne scars that can't disappear.
While there are different laws to protect wildlife and animals, government authorities often have difficulty enforcing the law. This means that if one wants to save animals from the danger of falling into leg traps, a number of animal protection groups regularly got into the mountains to search out these traps. This work continues as many try to seek a balance, both permitting the hunting culture of indigenous people and allowing farmers to protect their harvest.
According to the provisions of the Wildlife and Animal Protection Act, the public cannot use leg traps. But in these mountainous areas in Shiding, there have been reports of dogs being injured by these traps. For this reason, today new Taipei city officials and a number of NGOs are going to the mountains to search for them.
For our searching the mountain, our basic equipment are rain boots and gloves. This is my trekking pole. The most important thing is that this metal detector to search for animal traps. We can protect ourselves with this equipment. Everyone may want to look up to branches because there may have hunt traps for boars, or there may be animal traps on the ground when we are walking. So everyone please be careful and use your trekking pole in front. This will allow you to seek a trap if it is in front of you.
They walk a kilometer on the highway to this place where people reported traps. However, they found that they could not go into the mountain for searching.
It is not appropriate for us to go straight into that private land. We need to have the consent of the owner. Before we go, we will set up a notice board reminding the landlord and land manager that if any traps are used, it may violate relevant laws and regulations.
To enter a private property to conduct a search, a special document must be presented, which has forced the search to be interrupted. The search team needs to switch to the nearby hiking trail to continue the search. In order to get closer to where animals travel, this team must leave the trail and enter the slope to conduct a search.
There are 13 hiking trails in New Taipei City, which are a hot zone for animal traps. We have coordinated this activity to clear the mountain of traps. We also clear a lot of animal traps.
In fact, according to long-term observations by animal protection groups, the large amount of animal traps is absolutely related to human activities.
It's possible that traps are used to hunt animals, not only by indigenous people but also by farmers, or those who have been hunting privately in violation of the law to sell mountain products.
In fact, there are some discrepancies between the Wildlife Act and Animal Welfare Act, which may come into play.
In the Wildlife Protection Act, protecting farm property or upholding traditional hunting culture for indigenous people does allow some hunting tools. We hope to change such provisions.
However, the Animal Welfare Act does authorize competent authority to enter any territory to clear traps.
Wildlife Act and Animal Welfare Action are managed differently, and we hope to quickly make amendments to make both acts consistent and equal.
The Wildlife Protection Act stipulates that in order to protect crops and avoid agricultural damage, traps can be placed, and law enforcement personnel can only make recommendations.
Where you see this type of trap, as long as it's on private land, the authorities can still go in and take it out. The law gives us the authorization.
Even if traps are found or these traps are firmly tied to the animals, it is difficult to prove who put them there. No matter in the public sector or private, it is indeed very difficult to investigate further.
The question is who is putting out these animal traps and who should be punished. In the absence of direct evidence, current laws and regulations cannot play a powerful role in preventing or stopping this action. In addition, the amendment bills submitted by the COA to the legislature are still pending, as there is a long way to go before animals are protected.
Tzu Chi Charity Foundation received 7 awards in China for 30 years of effort to spread love. Take a look and see you next time.